Guys, so here's the event. I am so excited for this one. Happy 2025, people. It's a beautiful day. And if you're new to this channel, this vlog, my name is Ajani Griffith. And please hit and subscribe. Share the channel so it can get to new audiences and new people will get to see it. So I have a project that I want to share to you, to the audience. Some of you may know if you know me for quite a while, but this is a music project that is dear to me and something that I've been struggling to work on and off for the last couple of years. And this thing is called the Music Biz Club. So what is the Music Biz Club? Initially, the Music Biz Club was a project, a podcast aimed in interviewing people within the music industry and creating content online for people to access to: artists, creatives, people who want to learn about the music industry, people who want to expand their talents, expand on their knowledge about the business. And I said to myself, what a great way of doing this is to actually create a platform online on YouTube and in podcast format to where artists, whoever wants to, artists can come on and actually learn and consume the content at any time they want. And I started this project in 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019 when I first came out to Miami, because I've been living between Panama and United States for a long time, Miami especially. And when I came out to Miami, there was more opportunity than in Latin America than where I was living in Panama. And before I left Miami, I was networking a lot. I was connecting with people within the Grammy Foundation because I was a member of NARAS, or the organization that puts on the Grammys. And I said to myself, hey, you know what? Let's take advantage of this. Let's be bold. Because I truly believe within the music industry, within entertainment, that you need to create your own destiny. So that's what I did. Now I do know. Now, side note, it was not just a podcast. First, it was a podcast, but also I was inspired by people like Stephen Bartlett, who did a couple shows for his podcast, Diary of a CEO, and a few other people that I personally know. And I was like, yo, why not just record a podcast, but let's do an event. And I wanted to do a podcast in studio, but also I wanted to do a podcast in an event setting where people can come, enjoy, have fun, make the scene an evening event. And that was my entire goal. So I did that. I did 2 events like that. And then the pandemic happened. We had a falling out with the venue that we were supposed to be partnering. And then that went all down the drain. But in that time, before even the pandemic happened, my whole goal was, okay, let's create something that can transcend the borders. So my whole goal was to transcend this idea, not just locally in Miami, but go back to Panama and do that. Go to Colombia, because I was at the time speaking to people in Colombia. I had a whole goal, a whole plan, and obviously, like I said, the pandemic just threw all of that down in the toilet. So I started recording some podcasts, a few podcast episodes. I really did struggle with that, just because I didn't plan enough for it. I underestimated the production side of it, and it was just me doing it, because at the end of the day, I was also working production. Now everything was shut down in Miami, in Florida, and I was out doing production for artists and whatnot. So I was really, really, really overwhelmed. It was really overwhelming. But I had a few interviews with some of my peers, some really, really good peers who can give a lot of information to the people. And I will drop a link somewhere in the description if you want to go see some of those episodes. But that was just my reality with my project. And then a couple months ago, I said to myself, listen, this is such a great opportunity, because from those 2 events, I got a lot of great clients. And that was one of my other goals, to use that not only to create value, that's the most important part, but also use that to brand myself and create clients for my company, Ajani Media. So a couple months ago, in September 2024, I said to myself, let's restart this project. Now, I wanted to do 2 or 3 events at the end of the year. At the time, I did 1 event. You know, it was all right. It was all right. The turnout was all right. But, you know, event production takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of skills to develop, and I am up for it. So this time around, I said to myself, hey, let's do this again. And now I'm doing my first event for 2025 in February, a day before Valentine's Day. I call it the pre-Valentine's Day Music Biz Club networking event, and I'm excited for it. So again, my whole goal with this project, the Music Biz Club, is to create value opportunity for people. You know, by creating these events, I want people to come in and network with one another. They're artists. Maybe you can find your next manager. Maybe you can find the next promoter, your next sponsor, whatever the case might be. That's what I want to do. And also, in that moment, create opportunity content and put it out to the world for anybody out there who wants to, you know, grow their brand, learn the business, and get it for free. Now, on top of that, I have developed a small community on LinkedIn. That's my biggest platform. And me sharing this type of content and my story on YouTube, I also want to grow my YouTube channel, my YouTube presence this year. But also, another part to this Music Biz Club that I have decided to embark on is actually launching my own online community for the Music Biz Club outside of those platforms. Because again, throughout the last couple of years, especially building my brand on LinkedIn, I've gotten millions of impressions, and I've gotten tens of thousands of people who've seen my content online, and I've built tens of thousands of followers on the internet. And the I wouldn't say the sad thing, but the most difficult thing about it is it's hard, because when you post a message, you know, not all your audience on social media sees your content and sees the things that you want to bring value to. So I've decided to create an online community using this platform called Circle. But the main thing is to build a tribe of people to where I can create opportunities for, bring opportunities to, and also for me to showcase and promote the things that I'm doing within the Music Biz Club. So, in terms of the community online, the main pillars are you sign up online into this online community, you get to network through forums. I am developing the content as I go along. But one thing I want to do, for example, a great value is to bring a few music supervisors and have a forum to where if they're looking for artists and they have briefs, they can post that stuff. So that is one thing that I am looking to do and I am excited about. And within that, it cuts down the barriers of artists getting the opportunities they want. Because at the end of the day, let's say an artist is trying to break into sync. It is extremely difficult. It can be challenging, and it is not a walk in the park. There's a lot of people you have to hit up. There's a lot of pitching you have to do. But what is better if you have a community online to where the music curators, the music supervisors can reach out to artists and say, hey, I have a project directly, and within a community that's curated like the Music Biz Club, and they can speak directly and they can both create opportunities for themselves. So that is one thing that I'm working on, and that is one thing that I am excited about. And I want to make this global. Obviously with the events, I want to do it globally, like I said, but obviously starting off locally in Miami, working building that brand. But I also want to use the internet, use the global brand that or audience that I've used or built online, and have people from all different types of the world where these opportunities are not abundant. I want them to have that in the palm of their hands. And for a lot of people, if you get the right sync licensing, and if over time you build your brand, it can change your life. Imagine you getting residuals to where you're making $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a year just from syncing music and syncing and creating licensing for your music in film and television. So I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's a project that I want to undertake, and I'm undertaking right now. And I do have 2 tiers right now, a free tier where I want to load it up with value, and also I have another tier to where when I'm doing my online workshops or events, I want to create a membership to where if you want access to my time and the things that I'm doing and the events, you can sign up for a membership and I'll give you extra value through the things that I'm doing. So for example, the Music Biz Club events that I'm doing monthly, let's say you are a member and we're starting off with $19. You can come to the Music Biz Club events for free. Also, another thing that I'm doing, my online workshops, that like I just mentioned, if you want to come to my online workshops and I'm teaching you certain things that from my knowledge, you can do so, and that will be for free because you pay for the membership. And I'm also building other things around that membership, but again, my goal is to build value, but also the main thing is create an opportunity for me to earn money so I can continue to do so. I think that's fair. So that is my whole vision for the Music Biz Club. And so here's the event. I am so excited for this one. So here's the event I'm putting together. I just made the Facebook page. I also made the LinkedIn page for the event. So it's all about experience. This is all about experience, and I'm here promoting my event, and I hope to show you the results of me putting this together. We have about 4 weeks, or just over 4 weeks. Valentine's Day on the 13th, and this one is geared to all music professionals, and I want to invite film professionals because that's an important aspect to Music Sync, and I want musicians, like I said, musicians and filmmakers to come together and talk to one another, because that's an important thing. That's an important thing that doesn't happen too much, especially the filmmakers who are directors. And there's a music supervisor, that's what we're there for, but I think it'll be better if we have more conversations and more access to resources between each other, sharing resources in the post-production and also the production side of things within film. So this is what I'm doing right now. And my advice to anybody out there who's working to build their brand and do events, I think one thing that I've learned from this is get as much help as you possibly can. I think that is so important, because event planning is very tedious because there's so many different variables. One thing that I feel that why people didn't show up as much is also I did my event in the raining season, and that day it was raining, it was pouring, and a lot of people didn't come out. Your expenses, you have to track your expenses. You can overspend by, let's say I'm buying food. I went to Costco to buy food, and you can overspend by not shopping in the right places. I think Costco was a good buy. That was a good thing that I planned ahead, but that's an important thing. I think also budgeting, understand what your budget is, understanding what you need to spend or how you're going to spend it. Make sure you have a lot of time to reach out to people, especially if you're new and you're doing it with one or two people. I think the most important part is to take a step back and give you your time to say if you want to get sponsors, let's say if you want to do your marketing. There's a whole lot of things, whole lot of variables that come with the event production that you have to think about. So I think at the end of the day, or my feeling is, you just have to plan meticulously. Obviously, anything can go wrong in an event setting. So events aren't always going to go smoothly. They probably don't all the time. As with like regular production in film and television and music, things don't always run as smoothly as you think you can. And on top of that, sometimes it might seem it's run smoothly by the people who are attending events, but you have to make adjustments the best way you can to deliver the product. So that's what I'm doing right now, man. And I thank everybody who has supported me through this journey and who has watched this video. It means so much to me. So I just want to say, like and subscribe to this channel, to this vlog. We're here to make a difference. We're here to build a brand, to build a message and get it out to the world. And if you like this, I'm so happy that I've been able to share my story with you. And please like and subscribe and share it to the world.